What's up everybody, it's Gaming Goji and Season 6 of The Dragon Prince is finally here. It feels like we've been waiting for an eternity, but it's finally here. And today I'm going to be giving you guys my spoiler review for Season 6. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that last episode was crazy. And just the overall season was actually really good. And by the end of this video, you guys are going to figure out if I liked it better than Season 3. And based on what Aaron told me in the interview that we had here on the channel, I think you guys already know the answer. Alright, so enough stalling, let's get right into my review. Okay, so let's start off on a positive note. So I already know you guys are going to expect this, but Season 6 to me is one of the best seasons in the show so far. Because it is definitely a step up from previous seasons, mostly because it achieved elements that previous seasons kind of failed to do. And one big problem I had with Seasons 4 and 5 is the thing I called the random things introduction. It's like that little idea that in Seasons 4 and 5 had the issue with just random plotlines and storylines being introduced with seemingly no meaning. But Season 6 definitely fixes this issue by making those plotlines actually relevant. Examples of this include the time Callum remembers when he used dark magic on Finnegren's ship. That was a nice plot point to bring up again. And of course many other things such as Aaravos controlling Callum in Season 4. But other than that, the way all of the scenes were brought out and the voice acting was brought out was really good. Like I actually felt like it was happening. I didn't feel like it was just filler. I mean, it kind of was filler. Most of it was just filler, but it was definitely done better than the previous seasons. And the final thing I want to point out for the overall Season 6 is that it's not really a plot-driven season. It's more of a storyline season where we learn about the stories of our characters. We get so much focus on each character, learning their backstory. I'm sure you know what backstory is revealed in Episode 9, but we learn so much about the backstories of each character, and we learn just so much about them in general. So if you're looking about lore for these characters, this is the season you want to go to. Okay, so now that I've talked about the overall season, let's talk about some specific storylines that I really enjoyed. So let's first talk about Viren's amazing story this season. Oh my god, Viren had so much lore in this season. It was actually crazy how much lore they put out to us. And yes, some of the lore was put out a little lazily, like when they talked about the mom and everything. It was put out in end credit sketches. I don't know why they did that. That was really lazy. But other than that, the voice acting for Viren was super good. Like, good job, Jason Simpson. Really did it this season. And I'm just super happy that we finally figured out more of Viren's story. We of course figured out that he did trap Kapar, which was actually built upon in Season 5 when Rayla discovers Kapar's coin in the dungeon, of course. And that Kapar coin thingy in Season 6 is actually another instance of how the previous seasons really built upon the Season 6. I'm not even gonna lie, I felt really bad for Viren in Season 6. It was, I don't know, I feel like people were being too harsh to him, but at the same time, he did a lot of bad things. I mean, he kind of just went to Katalis himself, which was a really dumb decision. So yeah, really good writing for Viren overall. Okay, so now let's talk about the Celestial Elves that were first introduced to us in Episode 4, the Starscraper. And oh my god, I expected these Celestial Elves to just be fillering characters just for nothing. But we actually get enough of them to realize that they're actually like real characters. And yes, they were there for only like 3 episodes of Season 6. They kind of just came and went immediately. But despite that, they still felt like real characters that we can, you know, feel the emotions of them. Like that one scene of Cosmo when everybody else is black and white, it really felt like we were in the perspective of that character. So it was just really cool seeing the Celestial Elves and overall the Starscraper, how they run things in the Starscraper. It's really nice. They also bring us some more lore about Star Trek elves, so I'll take it. I'll take any lore. And now let's talk about Soren's character, and I really enjoyed it this season. I actually really liked it. He wasn't a sidetracked character as he was in the past 2 seasons, but he actually had sort of an emotional route to him. In Season 4 and 5, we didn't see too much of him. He was sort of a side character in those seasons, but with Viren's return to Katalis, we see a side of Soren we've barely seen before. So yeah, if you're a fan of Soren, you're definitely gonna enjoy this season a lot. And yeah, those are really like the character stories and performances that I really loved. But there is still one more character, and that is Aaravos. And oh my god, Aaravos is literally British. But all jokes aside, Aaravos' performance in episodes 8 and 9 were amazing, and I really like how he's both portrayed as a villain and a caring person because of course in episode 9 we learn more about his backstory. And that's something else I love about the season. I like that they're giving so much backstory in episode 9. I do wish it was spread out through each episode, like maybe give flashbacks to Aaravos' past without any context in each episode, and then reveal the context in the last episode. I think that would be a better way to build up his backstory instead of just vomiting out random information that was never teased before in the last episode. But let's quickly go back to episode 8 because episode 8 probably had the most stakes in the entire Dragon Prince in general. Look, there was a lot happening. Katalis got destroyed. Soren died because of Aaravos. Aaravos starts talking about a spell to cast him out of his prison. Just so much happened in episode 8. We also got Viren's death, like, oh my god, episode 8. It just did everything. And with both of these episodes being the best episodes in the entire Dragon Prince, the finale's ending might be the best cliffhanger, and it's really setting up for a great season 7 to of course be all about Aaravos terrorizing the world, and I cannot wait to see it. And of course the cliffhanger I'm talking about is Aaravos finally escaping with newfound knowledge that he's actually pretty big. And just note that I literally predicted this last year. I predicted that Aaravos is huge because the crying clip, like, oh my god, I literally predicted this. I knew it. And all those Titanic Aaravos community posts, we predicted it, guys. We predicted it. And there it is, my spoiler review for season 6 of The Dragon Prince. And oh my god, this season was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a step up. It was something we needed in the show for so long, and they finally did it. They put more backstory for these characters, so much progress. It was great. It was amazing. And it definitely sets up for an amazing season 7 finale, or seemingly season 7 finale, because there's supposedly supposed to be 3 more seasons. I'm gonna discuss that in another video. But yeah, season 6, I loved it, okay? That's all I can say. But before I leave, I'm gonna tell you, do I like season 6 better than season 3? And the answer is, season 6 was kind of disappointing. Like, where was Aaravos' about plot?